Hi, I'm going to show you an example of solving a system of equations using the addition or elimination method. So you'll get a system of equations. That means two equations here. 3x minus y equals 5 and 2x minus 3y equals negative 6. And using the elimination or addition method, you want to make the numbers in front of one of the variables the same. So you can choose either variable. On this equation, set of equations, it would probably be easier to eliminate the y's. So in the second equation, the number or constant in front of the y is negative 3. So what we want is the opposite sign in front of the y in the first equation. So we want that to be a positive 3 up there. So if I multiply this equation by negative 3, and let me change colors, that's kind of, let's get a medium point and maybe blue so we can see a little bit better. Let's try that again. So if I multiply this whole equation on top by a negative 3, what happens, let me go ahead and distribute that into all three terms. So that gives me negative 3 times 3x. I'm going to write it over on the left here. So that's negative 9x. And negative 3 times a negative y gives me a plus 3y. And then that equals negative 3 times the 5 gives me a negative 15. So if I match it up to the second equation, look what happens with the y's. It gives me a positive 3y minus 3y. So when I add these two equations down, I have negative 9x plus 2x, so that gives me negative 7x. But look what happens with the y's. A plus 3y and a minus 3y, well, they just become 0, so the y's go. And that's the whole point. Okay, and then this gives you a negative 21, and then you solve by dividing by negative 7. So that gives you x equals a positive 3. Then you need to go and put that x back into one of the original equations. It doesn't matter which one, so I'll put it into the first one. So 3 times x, well, I found x is 3, minus y equals 5. That gives me 9 minus y equals 5. And if I subtract the 9 to this other side, it gives me a negative y equals a negative 4. And with that negative, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. So y equals a positive 4. So the place where these two lines cross, or what we call the solution, is 3, 4. Now, there's another way you can do it. You could have chosen, instead of getting rid of the y's, we could have tried to get rid of the x's. So that's a whole different ballgame here. So the number in front of the x on the first equation is 3, and the number in front of the x on the second equation is 2. So what we want to do is multiply by something so I make those numbers the same but opposite signs. So 6, I can multiply each of those by something to get 6. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by 2, and that will give me 6 by the x. And the second equation, I want to make it a negative 6, so I'm going to multiply it by negative 3. So let's go ahead and do that. So 2 times 3x is 6x, and 2 times negative y is negative 2y. And then 2 times 5 is 10. Now we're going to multiply the second equation by negative 3. So negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Looks how nicely that works for the x's. We'll be able to get rid of them. And then negative 3 times negative 3y is a plus 9y. And that equals negative 3 times negative 6 is a plus 18. So when I add down, the whole point of this was to get the x's canceled out. So 6x minus 6x just goes to 0, which is perfect. It's what I wanted. Negative 2y plus 9y is 7y. And 10 plus 18 is 28. And this time, look, we're solving for the y first. So we're going to divide by the 7. And y equals 4. Same answer we got approaching it in the first method. And then this time we plug y equals 4 into one of the equations. Like I said, it doesn't matter which equation, but one of the original ones. So let's, I guess the same with the first equation. 3x minus, and y is 4, equals 5. So I'm going to add 4 to the other side. So 3x and minus 4 plus 4 cancels, equals 9. Divide by 3. So x is 9 divided by 3, which is 3, which is, again, what we came up before. X is 3, y is 4. So you can approach it either way. You decide which variable you want to eliminate when you add, and multiply by numbers to make sure that the numbers in front of the variables that you want to eliminate is the same. You want one of them to be the opposite sign, though. I hope this helps. If you have more questions, let me know.